Welcome to the Taste of Breitenbush. We want to start with some foundational notes for all of our offerings, including today. Participation and sharing is an invitation, not a requirement. Listening is a valid form of participation, if that's how you would like to do that. This work is not about fixing or advising, it's about noticing. And we encourage you to care for your own needs, whether that's stretching or stepping away or today turning your camera off or on. So my name is Meg Judge. I am the owner of Goodness Gracious Coaching.
And I'm Kim Holman, owner of Eight Hands Healing. So you can find more information about us on the website under any of the reparenting offerings. And so we wanted to kind of skip our bios just to give you more content in this 1 hour concentrated session. So this session is designed to offer a felt sense of Breitenbush retreat to help you notice how the work lands in your body, your emotions, and your nervous system. So this is a gentle introduction. It's not about fixing anything, but about noticing and connecting with yourself. So we will begin with some brief information about the retreat and then move into the experiential portion of the hour. So this retreat is happening March 10th through 12th of this year at Breitenbush Hot Springs in Detroit, Oregon. And the title is Reparenting Empowerment, which is our collaborative name of all of our reparenting offerings. Learning to connect and acknowledge your inner child.
So the retreat will consist of 4 2.5-hour sessions and an optional but highly recommended poetry writing integration session. In all of our offerings, we utilize neuroscience and human development information, somatic body-centered practices, and reflection and integration opportunities to guide you in connection with yourself and in the awareness of your patterns and needs. So in our sessions, we usually have a lot, depends on the session, of interaction and discussion, which we won't be doing today because of the nature of this session. But we wanted you to know that connection is a large part of what we value and that integration is an important part of doing that inner work. So we seek to offer tools to sustainably shift habits and challenges in your life that may be rooted in beliefs and messages received throughout your life, and especially as a young person. So these beliefs are often internalized and then play out in our everyday life. We'll give some examples of that later. But we aim to always approach our work with compassion and intention and warmth towards ourselves and others. So in addition to the sessions with Kim and I at the retreat, there will be spacious time for soaking, solitude, or connecting with each other. Breitenbush Hot Springs, if you haven't been there, is located on a river and provides various spaces for relaxation and reflection, both inside the buildings and outside with nature. There's a labyrinth. So there are also multiple hot tubs and a sauna on site, and the venue provides 3 delicious and nourishing meals each day. They're so good.
My favorite part.
Really,
Somebody else is cooking for me.
So we're going to now guide you through a few practices to give you a window into the more expansive retreat, or just for a nervous system grounding for yourself today, if you're not interested in the retreat.
So each of our sessions, including today, we're going to start off with a tool for self-regulation. Feel free to use this throughout our time together today or any other time that you need it. So to start, go ahead and settle into a comfortable position and notice your body and how it feels, starting with your feet. So wiggling your toes, moving up your legs, calf, the thighs, maybe tighten them and loosen them. There's no need to change anything. You're just noticing. Notice your bum on the chair or floor. Wiggle your back and spine to notice how it feels. Then your arms, your neck, your face. Just notice how your body feels at this moment. So there's 4 chambers to our heart. So go ahead and put your attention at the center point where those 4 chambers come together in the back of the heart. As you're there, take a couple breaths to release your day so far. And as you're in this heart space and breathing, what do you notice? Another breath. Do you notice a difference in how your body feels now that your attention is at the center point where the four chambers come together? When you're in this heart space and observing your life, you will notice more fully, feel more fully. And when you are present and you can communicate from this heart space, you're going to hear differently, be heard differently. And when you're making decisions from this heart space, you can be more intentional and balanced in your actions. And take a breath as you put all your attention here. It is from this place that you can be most present for yourself and others. And from this place, you can get accurate information about much younger times in your life that you can't cognitively remember, such as 2 years old. Most people don't remember 2 years old. You can readily return here anytime you need to access your body wisdom just by putting your attention at the back of your heart where the four chambers come together. So when you're ready, go ahead and wiggle your toes and fingers and come back into your room if you had your eyes closed, looking at something colorful in the room, breathing and feeling your body, keeping a part of your attention on this point behind your heart.
We're going to talk a little bit now about why patterns still show up in our life from childhood, from earlier in our lives. So we all have patterns. Recognizing them gives us awareness and allows for choice. Patterns are learned adaptations, not flaws. Many responses that were formed early in our life were to protect connection or to keep us safe. They were coping mechanisms. Triggers often represent a younger part of us that needs attention, right? It's like when a child acts out, they need attention. And reparenting is about reparenting those parts of you, about the relationship with yourself. Again, not fixing. Kim and I are not proponents of there's anywhere to get, or that there's really even anything wrong with where you're at. It's just your own pathway and checking in and being in alignment with the things that resonate with you.
And when we do that and acknowledge it and go, I'm experiencing this, I'm not sure I like this, that gives us the opportunity of having choice to do something different.
And that doesn't mean people aren't kept accountable or that boundaries don't need to be made or things like that. But it's from that sense of awareness that we can make those choices.
Mm-hmm.
Often our patterns cause us to shift into that survival portion of our brain, also called our amygdala. If you're familiar with brain science, you might be familiar with these terms. This is where those fight, flight, freeze, or fawn biological responses are initiated from. So when we feel ourselves triggered, and those responses, which include heart rate increase, heat in our bodies, if our thinking brain, our cerebral cortex goes offline, inability to think. When those begin, one way to bring ourselves back to the thinking portion of our brain, or the cerebral cortex, is to engage our outgoing breath. We'll be doing some exhales throughout today as well. There's lots of ways to bring that thinking portion back online, and we bring a lot of those ways into our sessions, as well as processing the emotion that's coming up around the trigger. But we really like neuroscience.
Yeah.
So we talk a lot about, I particularly am a human development nerd. So right now, I'd like to give you an example of how those patterns get formed, and then we'll spend a few minutes working with a protective part. So let's say as a child, you weren't given an opportunity to voice your needs, or maybe you voiced your needs, but they were ignored or dismissed. You might have internalized that your voice doesn't matter. This can lead to believing a variety of things. That may include believing that no one listens to you, or you shouldn't speak up because it doesn't matter anyways, or everyone else's needs are more important than yours, or maybe you think you're not worth listening to. And if you think you're not worth listening to, it will be really hard to see when people are listening to yourself. So you can are listening to you, sorry. So you can see how a lot of these beliefs that get formed are really black and white, and they're really protective of ourselves. So holding these beliefs, whether conscious or unconscious, they're usually lodged in the body, changes how we interact with others and how we build relationships.
So since these patterns form to protect you, we're going to spend a few minutes listening to what your inner part might be needing. We have lots of inner parts, and today we're not going to talk to all of them necessarily, maybe one, right? So just keep that in mind. So a fun fact that you might find interesting is that emotions, all of them, including joy, have a lifespan of 90 seconds. So can we hold space for another person to express an emotion for 90 seconds?
Or ourselves.
Or ourselves. So when you connect with your inner child, if you're feeling apprehension, remember that you have already survived so much. This is an opportunity to connect with a part of you, to witness for them, hear them, and not relive anything. There's nothing to relive. It's done, right? So now if we go back and listen, that's the goal, right? Not to relive anything. So remember, participation is optional. If this goes too deep for you in the current space that you're in, you're welcome to simply listen. So we're going to go into a guided practice, and this is a self-relationship practice. So as we do this inner work, we invite curiosity with the intention of simply seeing, hearing, and acknowledging a younger version of yourself. This gives them the space to be noticed in ways that they couldn't when they were younger. Throughout this practice, be aware of your body and any sensations that arise. Okay, any questions before we go? Okay, so let's take a breath, allowing a longer exhale than usual and getting comfortable in your seat. And as you exhale, hold it at the end for about 4 seconds. Take in another slow and gentle breath and release it slowly with a longer exhale. And hold for 4 seconds at the end. And now just allow your body to breathe with ease in its natural rhythm. For the next few minutes, the invitation is to simply meet a younger version of yourself that may like to share something with you. I'll offer a few gentle prompts to guide you through the experience, and you're welcome to follow them, adjust them, or just allow your own inner guidance. So begin by noticing where your body is supported by the furniture you're sitting on and laying on right now, or laying on. Bring your attention to the back of your heart, where the 4 chambers come together, breathing into this junction of your heart and setting the intention to meet a younger version of you that would like to share something with you. And just being present, noticing any sensations, emotions, images, symbols, or nothing at all. There's nothing to change or understand. You're just noticing in this experience. You're always welcome to stay at the edge or return your attention to the room if anything feels too hard. Imagine yourself walking down a path, a nice, pleasant path, feeling very safe and confident as you're walking down this path. And as you're walking down this beautiful path with nature all around you, you're excited to meet this younger version of yourself that would love to just tell you something that they haven't been able to say to anyone and feel safe. As you're walking down this path, fully aware of your adult self, going to meet this younger version of you to offer compassionate support. You notice a park bench with someone sitting there. As you approach the park bench, you acknowledge this younger version of yourself and ask if they would like your presence. So from this point, I'll give you a few minutes of silence here so that you can listen to this younger version of you. And as you're finishing this little bit of time with this part of you, be sure to ask them if they have any questions for you. When you're ready to come back into the room, take a couple of breaths, feeling your feet, wiggling your toes and fingers, and noticing where your body is in contact with the furniture or floor. And when you're ready, opening your eyes and looking at something colorful in your room. And if you can just give me a thumbs up or the reaction in the Zoom thing to let me know you're back, that would be great. Thank you. Wonderful. Thank you.
We're going to take just a couple moments and reflect on that experience. So if you have paper next to you and you would like to write some things down, that's fine. If you would like to say them out loud or put them in the chat, that's also fine. So some of the, just two prompts, something I noticed, or one word for how I feel now, or one thing I learned from a younger part of myself, any of those things. And again, participation is always an invitation. So if you don't want to share with the larger group, that's a-okay.
Or any other thing that you would like to share.
Yeah.
Heard. Yeah. Wonderful. You felt heard, or you heard your inner child.
Just that I told my younger self that I was always okay and that there was nothing wrong with me.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful.
Such powerful narratives, right? That we write for ourselves sometimes or are written for us. Taking back that empowerment to write our own stories and to decide our own beliefs about ourselves and others. Okay. So you may have a mix of feelings that surfaced. We're going to do a breathing exercise now before, not breathing, we just did some breathing. I'm going to do a different exercise, a grounding exercise, before we move into an opportunity to ask questions about the Breitenbush retreat or about this process.
So a tool that we offer in a couple of our offerings, I do it with my clients all the time, is holding the forehead, and on the left side of the forehead, about an inch off. But you can just hold your forehead and it work as well, is the mental body. It's an access to our mental body, left side or right side emotional body, and then the center is the spiritual body. And so if we ever feel activated, we can hold our forehead and it will help calm the mental if we're perseverating over something, or if we're feeling super emotional, we want to support ourselves, we can just hold the forehead. And the other hand can go on the back of the neck. And the back of the neck, there's a specific spot which you can't miss if you put your hand on the back of your neck. So it doesn't matter where it is, just put your hand there. That actually can clear PTSD. So when you're re-experiencing something or you feel triggered, if you hold both of these spots, this is going to help you process the emotion, the mental aspect, possibly the spiritual aspect, and the PTSD. People that get in car accidents, I help them hold these spots. Maybe I'll hold them or I'll teach my client to do that because they have a fear of driving again after a car accident. So there's many levels of PTSD. We all get triggered. It's part of the human condition. We have all the emotions from rage to ecstasy, and we're often uncomfortable with those emotions of rage or anger because they were used inappropriately and not with care. And then we oftentimes weren't taught how to work with the anger when it rises up in us. And so if it came out inappropriately with our parent, it might come out inappropriately with us in our life now. So holding these spots is a tool that you can use to support yourself anytime you have that.
I always love this tool because if you think about it, we naturally do these things. Our body has that wisdom already. If we're upset, oftentimes we'll, put our hand on our forehead, or if
What
there's,
do I do?
what do I do? Or if there's tension, we'll rub the back of our neck or hold the back of our neck. So we already naturally know how to do these things as well. So
Yeah.
that one.
So following this session, you may find it beneficial to make some space for integration of this material. This could look like journaling, taking a walk, checking in with what your body needs, sharing what you learned with a trusted friend, or any practice that you find supportive to your nervous system.
We're going to move into the question and answer portion of the hour now. So feel free to ask any questions you have about the process we just went through. the practice of reparenting or the upcoming. Oh, we had another. I'm going to read this. The participants in relation to the experience that they had said they continued the conversation of childhood events with additional dialogue, a lot of remembering when, good memories, as well as a couple important why questions around traumatic events from childhood. Thank you for that share.
Yeah.
So yeah, any questions that you have about the process we just went through, the practice of reparenting or the upcoming retreat, again, you can speak those out loud, or if you put them in the chat, we're happy to read them out and answer them. We have some construction going on. I don't know if you guys...
Can you guys hear the construction? Good.
Oh, good. Some sawing going on, let's say.
Yeah.
While you guys are thinking of questions or not, I do want to highlight one piece of information that Breitenbush announced the other day. So they'll be increasing their prices as of February 1st. So our personal event cost won't increase our tuition, but their increases will affect the overall cost of the retreat. You can register before February 1st at the current Breitenbush lodging prices, and we highly recommend if you'd like to come that you do that, because we have no idea what those increases are going to look like. So we don't have any control over that. All right. Give another 30 seconds and then wrap up. Oh, what if you're not able to attend one of the days of the event? That probably depends on which day it is. If it's the first day, that's probably the best because we can speak to that container, the first session, and say we do have one more person joining us. The middle day would be most of our content, so that would be a lot to miss, the 11th. And then the 12th, we have one session.
The middle day is 2 sessions, morning and evening.
And then the optional.
No, morning, afternoon, and then an optional. So there's three possible events. On the second day, that would not be a good day to miss.
The last day is our wrap-up session. So first or last, I would say it's doable.
Could be doable,
yeah. Middle day, not ideal. Does that answer? And I'm happy to have a conversation offline about what that might look like specifically. Our content on the first day doesn't begin until 7 p.m. So, yeah.
Yeah, so if you got there late on the first day, you still might be able to make that.
Great question.
Yeah.
Any others? All right. We're so honored to have had you with us today. Thank you. Our wish is that you felt supported in this offering, and feel free to reach out anytime with questions that come up later.
Yeah.